this happened so fast. Like, I just don't know. I didn't celebrate the biggest stream in history. This was not the biggest stream in history. Oh, that's awesome. It's even worse in this angle. No, I think the other angle's worse. Like, I'm sorry. This is objectively not normal. Okay. I don't think people in the Rust Belt that are just like tuning in and seeing what the f going on are going to read this in a positive way. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't think that this is like they make fun of Kamala Harris for being cringe and like doing weird dances or like laughing all the time. And then they turn around and do this, which is just so odd to me. Obama would have done it. Yeah, except if Obama would have done a similar thing, he wouldn't have done it with a dude who's like most famous for sniffing Andrew Tate's seat. You know what I mean? Like, that's an insane thing. I'm obviously hypercritical of Obama from the policy aspect. I've been very critical of Barack Obama's administration. But like, if there's one thing that he did have, he had aura. He had Riz. He was a genuinely once in a lifetime level charismatic individual. And I've said it before, where Democrats are, you're so mad it's hilarious. Yeah, I'm so mad. I'm the most mad I've ever been. Right wingers genuinely hallucinate. And I don't think there's anything we can do about it as a society where like, I can't shake this person's position because like, I'm enjoying the fuck out of this. It's great content for me, but I'll never be able to get that guy to comprehend and read what he is seeing with his own two eyes because he's not responding to like the actual shapes and colors on his screen. He's responding to his own hallucinations. You know what I mean? And it's kind of sad. It is a sad state of affairs that like there is a decent chunk of the population that basically don't care about what the truth is. Even if it's something objectively silly, like whether a Twitch streamer is mad or not mad, right? It's just gotten to a point where like people are just actively hallucinating in real time. It's basically like thinking that the iShowSpeed live stream that everybody watched with multiple camera angles where he jumped over to like a Lamborghini and a McLaren was actually fake still. It's like, bro, there are so many camera angles. Like, what the f are you saying? There's like random people filming it on the street. Like, how do you look at that and still go, nah, it's still fake? Like, I get it. It's a genuinely impressive feat of athleticism, but it's like, it's just like, it doesn't make sense. Like how you're seeing it with your own two eyes. Like, what do you mean? In order to imagine, if you want to imagine a world where it's like completely staged, it's so much harder to stage that. You know what I mean? Came after I watched Charlie Kirk shit on you, and it's wild how everyone outside of your community thinks you're a joke. Destroyed by Charlie and Ben. That's a self-report, big dog. You watched Charlie Kirk and you thought he was good. I welcome you thinking that I'm a bad person. I don't know if it's desperation or not, but like if you're asking what his angle is here, he has maxed out name recognition for virtually everyone, right? It's Donald Trump. He had a lot of name recognition coming into the 2016 election, but he was an unknown outside entity. So that played a big role in winning over moderates who were like, I don't like the way things are going. I don't like the institution. I don't like the establishment. I'm going to go for the anti-establishment vote. I'm going to give Trump a try. 2020 was different because it was coming off the heels of 4 years of Donald Trump being president and people didn't like the chaos. Now that mentality has stuck. But at this point, people know who Trump is. And also on top of that, they know what it was like and how they felt under a Trump presidency. Now, having said that, there are young voters who were entirely too young to remember what a Trump presidency looked like, or they were, again, too young to like make an adequate assessment over it or whatever. So maybe in his mind, his campaign thinks this is how we capture the youth vote. One of the things that he said in this interview was towards the end, where he literally said, I'm going to do everything. They want to ban TikTok. I'm going to do everything to save TikTok. Most young people don't remember, but the notion of banning TikTok did not come to fruition under this administration. It originally started with Donald Trump. Donald Trump literally talked about banning TikTok. Now he's talking about saving TikTok. That's a TikTok good, huh? Easy. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, my eyes.
We're going to save TikTok. They want to destroy TikTok. So all of the people on TikTok.
We're going to save TikTok. They want to destroy TikTok.
Amazing stream. W's in the chat.
And I think that he's doing that because someone in his campaign is telling him, like, this is how you can potentially get name recognition and like positive approvals in a new audience that did not pay close attention to your presidency because they were just too young, right? I think that's what it is. I think that's what they're hoping. Problem is, Bernie Sanders wasn't able to activate in a primary, which is different. Primary voters are going to be older in general, but there is no coherent and successful strategy of activating young voters. Young voters, the 18 to 35 demographic does not overwhelmingly vote. It's usually around, like, at the most is like 27%, 30%, right? So it's very, very difficult to get eligible voters from that age group, that age range to go out and vote. I don't know if, I mean, last time it happened in serious margins that actually changed the outcome of an election was, well, not even the outcome of an election, but like greatly helped was, I would say, the Obama administration. And I don't know if Donald Trump, like, I don't think personally that Donald Trump is going to be able to activate the youth vote in a similar way to Barack Obama when a lot of his opinions are directly at odds with what young voters are looking for. Turnout was quite high in 2020 and 2022 also. What was the voter turnout in 2022 for young vote? I think 2022 youth vote turnout was high. 2020 obviously is unique because 2020 had universal ballot, like mail-in ballots and universal registration. It was because people, it was because of ease of access to voting. That was the reason. But if you look at the youth vote in 2022, second highest in the last 3 decades. Yeah, look at that, dude. 18 to 29, 27%. I was literally right on the dial. 27%. I gave you a number. I told you it was exactly that number. 27% of eligible voters between the ages of 18 and 29 cast a ballot. So that is the second highest in midterm elections. If we're looking at the 2020 elections, which was different because of the maxed out voter turnout, half of the youth voted in 2020, an 11-point increase from 2016. Yeah, this was uniquely high because of ease of access to voting that made it so that there was ease of access in voting, which is the reason why the calculation was different. That's not going to work the same in a regular voting pattern where the Republicans have clamped down on, you know, universal registration and mail-in ballots in general. Okay. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because, like, there's never been a super successful method. There's never been a super successful mechanism that has been able to, in the general election or in the primaries especially, that has been able to activate like a big chunk, a big margin. Yeah. Youth turnout in 2020, increase in youth turnout from 2016 to 2020, sent absentee ballots, sent ballot applications, no excuse absentee voting, neither an excuse to vote absentee. On average, youth turnout was its highest and the largest increase over 2016 in states that automatically mailed ballot to voters. There you go. My point is, the youth doesn't really vote, and I think Donald Trump is trying to go after audiences that he hasn't been able to capture before. And I think that that comes from the fact that he sees the writing on the wall. He sees Kamala Harris not only catching up, but now beating him in certain battleground states in the polls, because the calculation is very different now. Okay. The calculation is very different now this time around when he's going up against Kamala Harris, who is a more vibrant, more dynamic candidate than Joe Biden. Joe Biden had a lot of haters. There was a concept called the double haters as a consequence of Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Obviously, Trump haters are the reason that Donald Trump lost. 67% of Biden voters were not voting for Biden, but instead voting against Donald Trump. Okay. What's wrong with that? Lots of presidents have been going for the youth vote before. I didn't say there's anything wrong with that. I'm just simply saying that it's not like, it hasn't been a successful strategy thus far. That's it. So yeah, fascinating. Biden leaving the race has had a negative impact on perceptions of Trump's health. An increasing percent of voters feel Trump isn't in good health, isn't mentally fit, and is too old to be president. Like, look at that. This is funny though. Racist stayed the same. 58% said Trump was in good health. In comparison to Biden, now is at 52%. It went from 30 to 71, obviously, from Biden to Kamala. You were trending on Twitter at number 27. I don't know why that's relevant.